Hello everyone, this is Take from Bigheadtaco.com, and I am here on the 42nd floor in One Island East building. It's a beautiful building and on the Hong Kong Island side, on the east side of Hong Kong Island. And I'm here with Raymond. Now Raymond, you obviously are wearing a Hasselblad shirt. So you, Shriro is the exclusive distributor for Hasselblad products.
Yeah, in Hong Kong and China market.
Hong Kong, China, and one more. Is there one more market?
Macau.
And Macau, yeah. It's a small city, but still it's part of your market. And Shriro has decided to sponsor the upcoming Michael Kenna event.
Yes.
And so because of that, I'm just visiting all the different sponsors. So we've already seen a few of them. And I was really excited to speak to someone from Hasselblad or distributor of Hasselblad because Michael Kenna is a film photographer. And he's does many sponsored events in conjunction with Hasselblad. Currently, as you mentioned before, Hasselblad does not currently make a brand new film camera. Although we'll talk a little bit about how the legacy film is still part of this system. But however, Shriro still wanted to be part of this exhibition of Michael Kenna. So did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, honestly, for photographic, it's no film or digital. It's more about photographic.
Oh, I like that. It's very poetic.
Yeah. Well, it's for the picture from Michael is more like an art.
Yes.
There's a lot about digital or film. So that's why we don't mind about it.
Yes.
We just want to talk about photographic. Well, of course, nowadays you want convenience. Everyone will go for digital.
Yes.
But still small group, they're doing film.
Yes.
Well, actually, Hasselblad, we are still selling the scanner. That is also for the film.
For the film photographer.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. You know, what you said, it's a very powerful statement in that people might think, why would Hasselblad sponsor an event where the photographer still uses film? And in the end, Hasselblad is a photography company. It's not film versus digital. Maybe in the past there was this sort of a tension, but today it's why does anyone matter if it's tintype, film, digital, full frame, APS-C, medium? It's all just photography.
Well, as you said, one thing very important for Michael, he's using medium format. Camera.
Exactly, and that's kind of what we have right here.
This is what about Hasselblad. We are kind of top of industry for the medium format camera.
That's right. Exactly. And I think, okay, I'm sure the audience, they're eyeing this. Okay. But obviously, we kind of picked sort of this is probably the legacy, the 503, but the 500 series. And we talked a little bit about this back in, so you've been in the photo industry for 16 years. And so we still remember where to be a real wedding photographer or commercial photographer, I mean, the Japanese, Zenzabarnaka, Mamiya, they did also make this, but this was the gold standard for medium. And if you have a 500 series now and it's in your father's closet or your grandfather's closet, it's not. I mean, you can still use film. But what else can you do?
Well, actually, you can see here. Nowadays, we still have a digital bag. From Hasselblad.
So this one, so maybe we can leave it apart. So as you can see here, that is the shutter curtain, or it's what do you call this now?
It's the
because this is a leaf shutter, so the shutter is actually in the lens here. But anyways, this part is film. If you wanted to use, I mean, what I'm saying is, if you got a film back, you could shoot this like a film camera. There's absolutely no battery in this front half here, but this will allow it to become digital. Then you will become a completely brand new digital camera. And 50 million pixels. 50 million pixels. And actually, if I noticed, maybe you can put it back. When you have it, it doesn't even feel like digital. You even aesthetically.
It looks like a completely the size is actually about the same as the film camera size.
I was gonna say I've felt. I mean, other than when you go to the back and then you see that it's digital. It aesthetically. I mean, you still have to wind the shutter and you still have to press that. And so, I mean, essentially, it's still a mechanical camera, except the image capture is captured digitally.
That's why we pay the film with a sensor.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only. Now, of course, the sensor is not, as you saw, it's not 6x6 anymore. No. It's slightly cropped vertically.
Yeah.
So, do you know what the aspect ratio is?
1.5, I think.
1.5, and the sensor size is
30. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
33 by 42, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it is definitely larger than 35 mil.
Much
so
larger than that.
So for you, Raymond, you know how everyone calls for many photographers, they consider 35 mil full frame, and I've never liked that term because coming from film, 35 was. Everyone had 35.
Yes.
Right? It was the generic film. So for many digital, their dream is, I'm going to move up the full frame. And really, it's much bigger.
Yes.
Right? If you want to talk about full frame, maybe talk 810, 4.5. That's much bigger. But really, if you're talking all about resolution, you want medium format.
Yes. Well, actually, for digital, it's not only all about the resolution, also the pixel size is important.
Yes.
So why we need the bigger size of the sensor? But 35 mm, some of the mobile phone, they offer very high resolution. But if you look into the sensor size,
it's like the tip of your finger.
Yeah, 35 mm, they offer also 50 million pixel.
Yeah, the new Canon 5D.
So if you look into the pixel size, actually pixel size give you much more information. It will determine the quality of the image.
Yes.
It's not only about the number of pixels.
Yes.
The size is also very important.
That's right.
Besides that will be the lenses.
Yes, of course. Yeah, because if this had even half the pixels of a full frame, so let's say this was 25 megapixel and a full frame had 50 and a smartphone had 50, this will still take better pictures because the pixel is much larger, better high ISO performance, right? Less and also less noise because the sensors are bigger and more spaced apart. There's less heat and interference. So you have the benefit of both. It's 50 megapixel, but also much larger pixels. Yeah, very good.
That's why we still have some customer, a professional photographer, they bought a 39 million pixel million format. That's from Kodak, the sensor. I think we launched it in year 2006 or something, about 10 years ago.
10 years ago,
Nowadays, they still use it. They said, today, 35 mm, even whatever 50 million, 30 million, still not able to beat that image quality. Because you have a bigger sensor size, and then with 39 million pixels. So there's
and also the lenses, like you said.
Also the lenses.
Yeah, you got very high performing lenses.
So he can use it for 10 years, still top in the top.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's even people that going to another technology of scanning technology. There's guys with 15-year-old scanners, you know, even drum scanners that don't want to buy anything new. They hold these old technology. So, but Hasselblad, is not just about old. So this is based on a film, and you put it back. Now this looks like it's a fully integrated new design. I mean, you could see the resemblance between the two. Right? But you don't want to talk about this one a little bit?
Well, this is the latest X6D from Hasselblad.
Okay.
Well, one of the advantages of this is autofocus. I think nowadays it's very important, especially if you are a fashion photographer. Honestly, for me, even very difficult to do manual focus nowadays. The eyes lock.
And also, you do have the you actually have the viewfinder instead of having to look down this way.
Yeah, we have a vertical viewfinder.
If they wanted to use that style.
You have to use it that way.
But like you mentioned, though, for fashion, it's good to be able to shoot like this, right? And they crouch and they have the flash heads.
And also you want to do vertical, horizontal.
Because it's not square anymore.
Not square.
And so this has AF. Any other advantage is this a leaf shutter lens like this? It's also leaf shutter, so it'll have faster flash sync. Although in a studio it's not a big deal, but it's still good to have.
Well, one thing is the X system, their new design and their new lenses. As we know, there's a really 6x6 full frame sensor. So there's a crop rate on that. So one of the main problems with the old camera is you don't get right angle. lenses.
Yes.
But with this one, wider we have 24 mm.
Yes.
So you can have a wide angle, especially for the landscape photographer. That's important for them.
Yeah, because this you design it ground up.
Yeah.
So instead of losing the intended focal length, you can actually design it based on the sensor.
Sensors. Yeah.
And are these lenses they're not interchangeable though?
Actually, for the X system, we have an adapter.
So you can put these onto that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
so
still manual focus, and every time you have to ride the shutter.
Of course, yes, because the shutter. Yeah. So if you can see here, that you can actually see on a leaf shutter lens, you have your shutter speed, your aperture, and your focus. It's all in the lens. It's not in the body. Right. So you still have to. Yeah. You can't.
The adapter, then you can use it.
Yeah. And that's good for someone who does have a legacy lenses, so they could still get one AF lens, but if they have some older rare lenses, instead of just throwing it away or selling them, you could still use it on this.
They are still very good lenses.
For sure. You could almost argue that some people argue that older ones are better in a sense that, I mean, almost no plastic, all metal, brass mount. I mean, these were very beautifully made. They were made to last 100 years, right?
Yes.
These things, they thought quite far ahead of time.
Yeah.
And this is still very, it's really good shape, this one. It's almost like you never used it.
Well, actually, this is one of our demo we put in the display case for a long time, so not really use it. Yeah,
it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of talking about the past, so we talked about the new topper line. So this is the H6D model, this one here, the topper line.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the one camera that everyone wants to talk about.
Yeah.
So
So
that's the X1D.
Yeah.
I had a chance to play with it. Maybe go over some of the specs.
Well, actually, the sensor is the same. We have the H60 50C, this CFV 50C, and this X1D 50C. They three of them. They're using the same sensor. 50 million pixel sensor.
Okay.
But if you look in the size and the weight, this one for sure is the winner. Honestly, nowadays, why a lot of people using mobile phone to take a picture? It's not because the image quality is good. Convenience.
Exactly.
Everyone look for that. Well, you can see Sony is very successful with the A7. Also convenience. Size. It's one of the things the consumer is looking for nowadays. That's why Hasselblad going to that direction. If people need to travel a lot, this is much easier than this or that one.
I mean,
it's much heavy.
I can't see using a strap and walking all day in Causeway Bay or Central with this. This will hurt.
Well, honestly, even I'm working in the company, I can use the camera free. For me to travel,
you won't take that.
I won't take this.
No. Even though you'll take superior pictures, it's not worth the wait.
No.
Right? But would you take that?
But this one, for sure. No problem.
I mean,
for family picture.
I mean, if you feel the weight, it is... Okay, I'm just trying to think here. It is all metal. A lot of cameras, they are a mixture of plastic and metal, but this is... It's pretty much all metal. The chassis is metal. There's little bits of plastic or rubber on the edges here, but the rubber here feels very nice. But for its size, it's the perfect weight. And if you look at here, so let's so this is not so we don't have a production model yet, but this is you actually have the sensor in here. So let's just take the lens off here. Press this button here. So let's leave that there. So that's the sensor, and you can see how, as you mentioned, you made this as small as possible, and to prove it, you can see how the sensor goes right to the edge. There's almost no room. I don't think you can even go 1 millimeter smaller. It's as small as this body is as small as you can get before. And the only reason why you have a hump here is because you have your EVF, and right underneath tight is your LCD. So there's absolutely no space for anything to go. And without a lens, I mean, this is light and small. It's actually quite surprising that you can even get that sensor in here.
Everyone is surprised when they see that. Everyone love it when they have it on hand. Honestly, I see few hundred customers in the past 2 months. Everyone they have it on hand. Love it.
Well, and other than size, size is important. I played with the Sony, and I'm telling you, I feel that Sony is very technology driven, but I think many of the designers are still the younger generation. I call them the Nintendo generation.
Okay.
They're very intelligent. They know how to navigate through menus, but many of them probably never shot with film, and they don't understand the thinking of a photographer. Now, Fujifilm is known for being a photographer's camera, meaning the designers probably grew up shooting film. They understand the thinking of a film photographer. Now, as soon as I held this, I knew that this was, maybe there is a Nintendo generation, but there's a clear forethought of designing ergonomics that actually remind me a lot of Leica, where they thought a lot. The buttons are all in the right spot.
Yeah.
You showed me this little thing here as well. It's very convenient. Yeah, it's very convenient. The front and the rear dials is great. Sometimes they'll put only one in the front and one in the back, but you got both front and rear. You have the ISO and white balance, easily accessible. Switching from AF to manual right there. I don't like buttons on the far side. I want one hand operation.
Yeah, one hand.
So this is everything in one hand.
Yeah,
and most brands, when they have one hand operation, it's because the screen is articulating.
Okay.
And so they can't put anything there. But this is not articulating, but still you're very thoughtful of putting everything all on one side.
Yeah.
And so this is a very well thought out. Even the thumb fits at the AF and the AEL button. It's exactly where you want it. You know, some brands you have to Fujifilm. Some brands the buttons it's in the wrong spot. So this is where the photographer wants the button. So this is a very well thought out.
Well, actually, you can see the design a little bit similar to the X system, what they have done in 15 years ago. But just a smaller size.
They're actually quite unique in that actually the vertical dial. Yeah, it's a vertical, not a horizontal dial. Yeah, and you have both the front and rear. And I can see that legacy, that sort of design where you have this kind of a brass colored shutter button. Yeah, it all has a very nice, chiseled feel to this. Is Hasselblad going to create an adapter for this as well?
Yes, there will be an adapter. Then you can put the H lenses on it, so it will be compatible. Fully automatic autofocus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is there going to be an adapter for the older legacy?
Maybe they are a lot promising yet, but physically they said they can do it, but they didn't. Last time when I met the engineer, they said they may think about it.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to demand. Once they sell 10,000 of them, and if all the fans say we want to put this, it would make sense for them to do it.
But honestly, one thing you love these lenses, this camera, is the size, small and light. But if you put a lot of adapter there, it make it very bulky.
That's true.
That will be another story.
Because people have to understand that really, if the lens is here and the sensor is here, that is the distance between the rear element and the sensor. This one here, the distance is here to here. And if you want to adapt this lens onto here, the adapter has to be this thick. Right? So what's going to happen is you want this lens on here. It's not going to be this compact. I mean, we have the hood on here, right? So really, it's still quite a short lens. But if you put this lens on here, it's going to be this, and then like that. So it's going to stick out this far. And it almost negates the whole reason why this is so compact.
That's true.
So adapting this to this makes sense. Right? But adapting these to this, it's kind of a novelty thing. But you lose the whole reason why, right?
It's nice to have, but honestly, practical use, you will find, I might want to go. Well, we have seen sell the X system for more than 10 years. We also have adapter to adapt the V lens.
Of course.
Honestly, we don't sell much of that. Because even we sell, some of people, I know some of the customers, they buy, they don't really use it. They will consider to buy the new H lens, automatic lens.
And they can still adapt their older ones with the back anyway. So it's not like they're wasting this. It just stays on this older design.
And the back is not too expensive nowadays. They just buy a digital back, apply it, and use fully mechanical system.
You mentioned that when this first came out, it was, however much it was, 200, 300,000.
Almost 200,000 Hong Kong dollars.
And now the prices dropped dramatically.
70,000.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not unreasonable. Because what people paid for these new in film in the 1960s, 70s. These is like almost as much as a used car.
Yeah. What we always tell customer, if they are already a V-system owner nowadays,
Yes.
you spend 70,000 Hong Kong dollar
Yes.
to buy a 50 million digital.
Yes.
Rather than you go for a new 35mm system,
Yes.
buy a 15 million pixel camera for maybe 40,000 Hong Kong dollar, but you still need good lenses if you want to really get that 15 million pixel.
That's right.
Then, well, we are still welcome. We are also selling car size lenses. Then you buy 2 car size lens. That is additional 30,000 Hong Kong dollar for one lens. Then you buy 2 lenses. Even more expensive, you buy a digital back.
That's right.
If you already have this system, why you waste it?
That's right.
Put it, and it looks cool.
I think it looks cool. I think even just doing that is
well,
fun.
we have customer told them they have it in the street. When they do it, people will stand next to him to see what he's doing. This guy using an old camera. Nowadays, who use it? They found this is digital. Wow, they were surprised. How come this is a digital camera? It look cool.
Yeah, I think it looks very cool. And I also like how Hasselblad, like Leica again, there's a nod to the past like this, and you didn't abandon this format and actually worked very hard to make sure that there's a way of resurrecting these older bodies. You modernize it with an AF mount for those that wish to go this way. And as you mentioned, fashion photographers, people like that who want the AF. And then now you have a completely different market, which is those that want as much pixels and as well as the largest sensor possible, but then you have to recreate an entire system, and yet it's not cumbersome. It's still compact enough. Yeah, it's not much bigger than a Sony. I know, the Leica SL. This is probably it's about the same size.
About the same size,
Same size, right? And you got a much larger sensor. And price wise, I think they're not that far apart.
No.
Not that far apart. So this is so this is the 45mm f 3.5 uses quite a standardized 67mm filter, so you can put filters on here. What other lenses are coming up?
We also have another one is the 90.
90,
we know in September there were another lenses coming. I think it's 30.
So you got wide, you got standard, then you got short telephoto.
Well, definitely they will few more lens coming in the next year. I think Hasselblad is working hard on that. It will take a little bit time for them.
And again, leaf shutter. So you can flash sync to maximum shutter speed.
For this one, 2000.
2000, which is very fast. So for me, I like leaf shutter.
Good enough for most of the people.
So people don't think about that. It's also leaf shutter is very quiet, right? On when you shoot with this, be very quiet. The leaf shutter.
Very quiet. Very quiet.
So if you want to shoot street photography with 50 megapixels, you can. It's very quiet. You can flash sync outdoors without using a fancy flash. So this is I'm pretty excited.
For sure, everyone.
Even me. even you, right? You would take this on vacation.
For sure.
And this is coming out very soon, isn't it?
As we know, should be in the beginning of September. We'll start shipping it.
Oh, it's very close. It's just a couple of weeks. And just a sort of a final thing is that Shriro, you talked a little bit about Carl Zeiss lenses. You don't just you're an exclusive distributor for Hasselblad for China, Hong Kong, and Macau. But obviously, you as a company have a wider range of products, and they're all kind of geared towards pros. It seems like. So what are the different lines that you carry?
Well, we also have lighting, brown color.
Brown color.
Well, we also selling Linhof, but well, we know film is getting slow. We have a barber shop.
The nice bag, Italian bag.
And the HPLC, the case. Well, actually, we also selling Foba. This is a accessory stand, camera stand, a big stand, used in the studio. We also selling Colorama background paper. We selling a lot of most of the equipment you will find in the studio. And also, I mean, you're not exclusive, but you also carry the red and the black magic. We also we have a team in the video product.
Oh, very good.
Because we also selling the The CP lens from cloud side.
Okay.
Mainly for the
cine.
For the cine market. Yeah.
Very good. So you have a wide range of products. I appreciate that you do, as I mentioned in the beginning, how you are sponsoring an event that's featuring a film photographer. But as you said, you're right. Who cares? Film, digital, it doesn't matter. He's a photographer, and Shriro and through Hasselblad wishes to support the event.
Yeah.
And so, best of luck to you in your business.
Thank
you. It's a very difficult market to be in.
Yes.
So it's good to see that you do have a wide range of cameras that
we have a new future as well.
You have a new future as well with this new Hasselblad X1D. Thank you so much for watching. Raymond, thank you for inviting me up here on the 42nd floor. We'll see you tomorrow at the Michael Kenna event.
Yeah.
And we will talk to you soon. Happy shooting. Ah, what a beautiful sound.